Millennials are entering the housing market with a different eye than former generations. Real estate expert and broker Anthony Marguleas of Amalfi Estates is here to tell us how that's changing the market. Anthony, nice to have you here.
Hi, Carlos. Welcome to be here.
Yeah, you know, the thing about the millennials, they're getting a bad rap on all kinds of fronts.
They are.
But real estate, this is for real now. We're playing with real money, some real planning for the future. How are they different than, say, our generation?
Yeah, so millennials, typically, they're from 23 to 38 years old. And what we found is they have a reputation of not owning material possessions. They're the Uber generation. They typically don't own as many cars. They typically may feel a little uncomfortable about buying houses and having more permanence. But we are starting to see millennials starting to buy properties. And they have a different way they buy properties.
Yeah. I assume that technology is a big part of their life and that they're using technology to buy houses.
Yes, it's a huge part.
Yeah.
Mobile devices, they're going on there. Streaming video is really important to them. They really like open floor plans in the homes. So we really are shying away from the formal dining rooms, formal living rooms. They're trying to just have, it's almost a transitional style of home. So we see a lot more contemporary style of homes mixing with other styles.
All right, so the California market, let's just take LA for example. Really the boom came after the war. So a lot of these houses that are on the market, I would say a starter home would be mid-century modern.
Correct.
In the 50s and 60s. I mean, that doesn't sound like a 50s or 60s house.
No, they try and open it up a lot.
So
and
they remodel.
They remodel it, yeah. So a mid-century modern home, almost think Palm Springs, very,
Okay.
very popular style. So they can open it up, they make it more contemporary, they can put glass, frosted glass on the garage door, they can just give it polished concrete floors, they can take out the carpet, and they can do little things to make it more their style. But mid-century modern is very popular.
That's really interesting. What about interaction with an agent? It seems to me that the technology that they have almost circumvents an agent. Is that a scary thing for you?
You know, I don't look at it as scary. Our role as real estate agents, it used to be we would find the property for the client.
Right.
And with the internet in the last 10 years, our role is not finding them the property. Many times, the client will find the property first, online, because they have access to the exact same data we do. The hard part is actually getting it in escrow, negotiating it, and keeping it in escrow, knowing what inspections to do, and having that knowledge. Because half the battle is getting it in escrow, and the rest is keeping it.
That's really interesting. So the financial aspects of this are still really, really important on the agent side.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're focused on what's it look like, what's it going to provide me, the roof over my head, what's it look like. So you said they're also not buying cars. So is a garage even important to them?
That's a really good point. We're actually seeing developers now building homes without garages.
Really?
Without garages.
Oh my gosh.
And they just passed with the accessory dwelling unit, the ADU.
In the back?
They're allowing not having two-car garages anymore. It used to be a City of LA requirement. You have to have two covered parking spots side by side.
Right.
And now they're getting rid of that because they know with how expensive it is and affordability that they're getting rid of that so people can actually convert their garages to ADUs. And they know that new construction, they're not always putting garages there because we have public transit, we have the Expo line, things like that.
That's heresy to me.
No garages.
I gotta have a
Where's
place
the man
for my
cave,
car.
Right?
Where am I going to put all my junk if it's not in the garage? So, all right. So the financial part is really interesting to me. But so what this is telling me is that as millennials are maturing and getting married, is that when they're looking for houses, or are they doing it on their own?
You know, it's very expensive right now. So they definitely are getting a lot of parents' help with the down payment. So California real estate's pretty darn expensive right now. They are getting help from their parents, and they're just a little more hesitant about buying homes, but they still are buying homes.
Okay, so not much has changed because I helped my kids with their first home, and my dad didn't help me with my first home. Had to do it on my own.
Well, you're a nicer dad. Maybe,
well, I'm a
right?
boomer, but it's a lot, things have changed so much. So rates are still low enough that they can jump into this, but there's all kinds of trappings of what
rates
the
are low,
fees and things like
and
that.
they'll stay low for at least a year. Election year, they rarely raise rates. We don't typically see rates being raised during election year. Other features that they like to see, Carlos, in the backyards. They don't really care about a landscaped, large grassy backyard. What they really are more low maintenance. They're into more vegetable gardens. They're into more smaller areas they can grow their lettuce and their tomatoes and things like that. They're not into big backyards. right now.
That is really interesting. So they're actually more utilitarian. They probably want to add solar to their house, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the thing. So like solar, sustainable gardens in the back.
Yeah.
Do they bring pets along?
Yes, pets are important. A lot of millennials love pets. That's another reason why carpeting is not as popular. Hardwood floors, polished concrete, porcelain tile, things of that nature, much more popular with millennials. It's easier for pets.
All right, so where can we get in touch with you?
So you can contact amalfiestates.com, our website, and we're happy to help out.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about another subject with regards to real estate. All right, so when the weather gets cool, what happens to the prices and when is a good time to sell or buy? We'll be right back with more.